Welcome to the deep dive. There's this big credential in the security world, the Certified Protection Professional, the CPP.
Right, from ASIS International.
Yeah, some people kind of call it the PhD of security leadership, which might sound a bit intimidating.
He's like a lot, yeah.
But hang tight because today we're going to, break it all down for you, make it simple.
Exactly. Think of this as your quick guide to the CPP. We're going to cover what it is, how you actually qualify, and the key steps to pass that exam.
Basically everything you need to get a handle on it fast.
Our goal is just to give you a really clear picture of what this certification is all about.
And this is definitely for you if you're serious about boosting your security knowledge, especially if you're already experienced and thinking about moving up.
Right, aiming for those management or leadership roles. Understanding the CPP, well, it could really be a game changer for your career path.
Okay, so let's just dive in. What is the CPP, fundamentally?
Okay, so CPP stands for Certified Protection Professional. It's a really high-level certification, recognized globally. ASIS International issues it.
And ASIS is kind of the main organization for security pros worldwide, right?
That's the one. So getting the CPP isn't just, adding letters after your name. It's serious validation.
Validation of what exactly? Like, what does it say,
It says you've got a deep understanding of managing security operations. That means handling people, protecting property, securing information, the whole package.
Gotcha. And it's important to stress this isn't for beginners, is it?
No, definitely not entry level. It's designed for security professionals who've already got significant experience under their belt, people looking to move into those higher level roles.
So it acknowledges that real world experience.
And a commitment to, keeping up with the field, professional growth.
Okay, so why should someone listening really care? What are the actual benefits?
Well, the benefits can be pretty significant. We're often talking higher salaries. Industry stats usually show CPP holders earn more.
Nice. What else?
Access to more senior positions, more strategic roles. And because it's globally recognized, it really makes you stand out.
So it's a big deal for a long-term career in security. A landmark, maybe.
I think that's a fair way to put it. It shows dedication, mastery of the core principles. Which brings us to the next big question.
Are you eligible? Let's figure that out.
Okay. Eligibility basically boils down to two things: work experience and your education.
Right. And there are different paths depending on college degrees.
Correct. If you don't have a bachelor's degree, you need 7 years of security-related work experience.
7 years. Okay. And if you do have a bachelor's, or maybe even a master's or PhD,
then the requirement drops to 5 years of experience. So yeah, that formal education can speed things up a bit.
But there's a catch, isn't there? Something that applies to both paths?
Yes, and it's crucial. No matter if it's 7 years or 5, at least 3 of those years must be in what ASIS calls responsible charge.
Responsible charge. Okay, let's unpack that. What does that really mean day to day? It's not just clocking in, right?
Not at all. It means you've held positions where you were actually leading things, making key decisions, supervising staff, being directly accountable for security outcomes at a facility, maybe leading investigations independently.
So demonstrating real accountability, like you were the go-to person for making something happen or fixing something.
Exactly. You weren't just following orders. You were responsible for results. Maybe you developed a new security policy or managed a significant security project, that kind of thing.
That makes sense. It's about impact. Now, what if someone's listening and thinking, maybe I'm not quite there yet with the responsible charge years?
That's a good point. If you're not quite CPP eligible, ASIS also has the Associate Protection Professional Certification, the APP.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, think of the APP as a really solid stepping stone while you gain that qualifying experience for the CPP.
Good to know there's another pathway. Okay, so let's say you've checked the boxes, you think you're eligible for the CPP. What's next? The application.
Yep, the application process. First thing, head to the ASIS International website, create an account there. That's your starting point.
Okay, standard online account setup. Then the application form itself.
Right. You'll need to fill that out. It asks for your education details, obviously, your work history, and this is where you really need to clearly describe those responsible charge roles we talked about.
Be specific there.
Very specific. And you also need 3 professional references, people who can vouch for your experience, your skills.
Got it. References are key. Is there a fee involved?
There is. Right now, it's $335 if you're an ASIS member and $485 if you're not.
So being an ASIS member saves you a bit on the application itself.
It does. And honestly, membership has other perks too, like resources and networking, so it might be worth considering anyway.
Good tip. Okay, application submitted, references lined up, fee paid. Then what happens? Do you just wait?
ASIS reviews everything. If it's all good, they approve your application and you get notified. That's your green light to actually schedule the exam.
And where do you take it? Can you do it from home?
You usually have options. You can go to a Pearson VUE testing center. They have locations all over. Or often there's an online proctored option, which is super convenient. Lets you test from home or your office.
Online proctoring, that's handy. Any advice for making that application part less painful?
Just be meticulous. Don't rush it. Gather all your dates, your job descriptions, contact info for references before you start filling it out. Double check everything. Especially focus on clearly explaining your responsible charge duties.
Makes sense. Be prepared. Okay, approved. Exam booked. Now, the big one. What do you actually need to study those domains?
Right. The exam covers 7 key domains. Think of them as the essential knowledge areas for a CPP.
7. Okay, let's tick through them. Domain 1.
Security principles and practices. This is the foundation. Risk assessments, security policies, procedures, audits, that sort of thing. Core security concepts.
Okay, foundational stuff. Domain 2. Business principles and practices. Sounds a bit different.
It is, and it's really important. Security leaders need business sense, so this covers budgets, contracts, basic HR, legal stuff, ethics, how security fits into the business.
Right. Can't operate in a vacuum. Domain 3 is investigations.
Yep. This is about leading investigations, planning them, interviewing techniques, handling evidence correctly, legal boundaries.
Domain 4. Personnel security. What's that cover?
All about people. Background checks, screening employees, dealing with insider threats, making sure your team is trustworthy.
Makes sense. Domain 5. Physical security. Fences. Cameras.
Exactly. Fences, cameras, access control systems, lighting, site layout, CPT principles maybe.
Yeah.
All the physical measures to protect a place.
Okay. Domain 6. Information security. Got to be huge these days.
Absolutely critical. Cybersecurity basics, data protection, securing systems and networks, information governance, think digital protection, concepts like least privilege.
And the last one, Domain 7. Crisis management.
This is about being ready for the worst. Planning for emergencies, how to respond during a crisis, and how to recover afterwards. Business continuity planning fits in here too. Maybe doing a BIA.
Wow. Okay, that covers a lot of ground. So the exam itself, what's the format?
It's a 3-hour exam, 225 multiple choice questions.
3 hours, 225 questions. That's intense.
It is. Requires focus and good time management.
And you said it's not just memorizing definitions, right? It's about applying the knowledge. Can you give another quick example?
Sure. Like you might get a scenario about, say, employee theft. And the question asks for the best approach to investigate it based on what you know from the investigations and personnel security domains. Or maybe a physical security scenario like protecting a building during a hurricane, drawing on physical security and crisis management principles.
So real-world problem solving.
That's the goal, testing your critical thinking.
Okay, so how do you even start studying for all this? What resources are best?
Well, the number one thing is the official ASIS CPP study guide. It's designed specifically for the exam. You absolutely need that.
The official guide. Got it. What else?
Joining study groups can be great. You find them online, maybe LinkedIn groups, sharing insights, asking questions. It helps a lot.
Peer support. Good idea.
Flashcards are good too for key terms and concepts. And definitely take practice exams, lots of them. Gets you used to the timing and question style.
Practice tests are key. Any other tips? Maybe like YouTube?
Yeah, don't discount YouTube. There's some great channels where security pros break down complex topics from these domains.
So basically use a mix of resources.
Exactly. And find what works for your learning style. Reading, watching, discussing.
Yeah.
Tailor it to how you learn best.
Makes sense. Okay, fast forward. You studied like crazy. It's test day. What's the mindset? Any last-minute tips?
Deep breaths. Try to
I
stay
see.
calm, be confident. You put the work in. Remember, it's 3 hours, 225 questions. That's like, what, under a minute per question?
About 48 seconds, yeah. Not much time to linger.
Right. So if you hit a really tough question, don't get bogged down. Flag it, skip it, come back later, keep moving.
Good strategy. Don't let one question derail you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, the format, all multiple choice, some straightforward, some of those tricky scenario questions we talked about, read carefully.
Read carefully. Okay. And then the results. How long do you wait?
This is the kind of nerve-wracking part, but also good. You usually get your preliminary pass-fail result right there on the screen immediately after you finish.
Wow, right away. Okay, so if it says pass.
Pop the champagne. No, maybe
Oh,
later.
yeah.
But yeah, congratulations. You're officially a certified protection professional. Big achievement.
That must feel amazing. But what if it says fail?
Okay, first off, don't panic. It happens. It's not the end of the world. You'll get a report.
A report. What does that show?
It shows you which domains you are weakest in. So it's actually really valuable feedback. Tells you exactly where to focus your studying next time.
Ah, so it guides your next attempt.
Precisely. You can retake the exam after a certain waiting period. So you use that report, hit the books again, focusing on those areas, and go back stronger.
That's good to know. It's not just a dead end, it's feedback.
Exactly. A learning opportunity, really.
Okay, so wrapping this up, let's just reinforce why going through all this, the study, the exam, why the CPP is worth it for those experienced pros listening.
Well, like we said, it's more than just letters. It really signifies leadership potential, practical experience, deep knowledge, and a real discipline in the security field.
It's a mark of excellence.
A globally recognized one, yeah. It shows you're committed to the highest standards.
So final thoughts for someone listening who's thinking, okay, maybe the CPP thing is for me.
Yeah.
What's your advice?
My advice is start exploring it now. Even if you're not quite eligible yet, maybe you need another year or two of experience. Start learning about it.
Plan ahead.
Yes. Understand the requirements, look at the domains, maybe even start some light reading. The sooner you start that journey, the better prepared you'll be when you are ready to apply and sit for the exam.
That's great advice. Don't wait until the last minute. So to you listening, we want to just say, you can definitely do this.
Absolutely.
The path to CPP really just starts with making that decision to go for it.
Well said. And hey, keep following the deep dive for more insights. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you're starting your CPP prep or just have questions after this.
Yeah, reach out. Let us know. We're happy to help if we can.
Definitely. Stay safe out there, everyone.
And keep learning, keep growing in your careers.